Hey all, Holly Warner here, functional medicine practitioner, clinical nutrition, and a whole bunch of other things you can read about in my bio. Hopping on to have a chit chat about some of the things going on in life in general, but also in the carnivore world. Because what am I seeing? People jumping over to carnivore, having a bunch of issues, and going, oh my gosh, it must be the oxalates. Now, that's a very valid point. It could very well be the oxalates, but it also might not be the oxalates. It might be a combination of things. You see, what happens with a carnivore diet is that you end up consuming more salt, which is a good thing. And salt is part of that whole hydration process. We need to hydrate. So salt, and then by default, we also consume more water. So we're living in a state where most of us are chronically dehydrated or underhydrated. And now we're hyperhydrating. We've swapped over to a way better diet. We're not holding on to these water-soluble toxins anymore. And the body's like, I'm gonna release them all into the water that you're drinking because these are water-soluble and I'm holding them and now I'm gonna let them go because now I'm hydrated. And that for some people can create issues. I mean, we want to get rid of these toxins quite clearly, but it can cause reactions that you might notice and think that the diet's not working for you. Maybe it's making you sluggish. Maybe it's making you feel a little like, ugh, I just don't have the energy or the drive. Maybe you feel sleepy. Maybe your performance is not quite there. Maybe the brain fog hasn't completely cleared yet and you're like, hey, everyone's talking about how this carnivore diet got rid of their brain fog and I'm foggy as shit. It's a process, people. There is an adaptation phase, okay? This is something we need to note. Okay, so here's the thing. We're exposed to all these different toxins, and it's not just like, oh my god, I ate all of these veggies and I have all of these oxalates in my system, and bleh. It's not just the food that we eat and the pesticides, the herbicides, and the fungicides, and all of that stuff. It's also the day-to-day stuff. I mean, you're commuting in traffic, whether you're cycling behind a bus or you're stuck behind a truck in traffic and your AC or your heat is on and you're sucking in those fumes. Those are toxins. I mean, drugs. And I don't mean like, hey man, can I get some heroin? I mean, all kinds of drugs. I mean, you Tylenol, Advil, drugs in general, pharmaceuticals, even some supplements actually can be toxic, but that's a whole other ballgame. Alcohol consumption. A lot of people, there's a huge trend, people are quitting drinking, which is super cool. I like that. I look at it as a medicine where I can add herbs into it, which I don't always do, but anyway, that's another avenue. So these are taken as, we have step 1 and step 2 where we have certain minerals and vitamins and nutrients that in the step 1 help to convert these fat soluble toxins, and then to step 2, there's a conversion into something water soluble so that we can excrete them, so that we can, they go to our kidneys and our gallbladder and out to our bile, into our, our stool, into our intestines. We excrete them in our urine. We sweat them out. I mean, we all know we sweat out toxins. And I know there's people that are like, Holly, there's such a thing as sweating out toxins. Listen, you know what? If you don't believe it, skip to the next video. You can even hit unlike if you want to, because I don't really care. You're gonna sweat the shit out. You're gonna poop stuff out. You're gonna piss stuff out. You're gonna sweat stuff out. That's just how it goes. It's bodily functions. Okay, so one of the things that I offer within my clinical practice is an Oat Test. And it's something that I've teamed up with another clinician, another practitioner about, about a couple of months ago. And we launched it recently because we wanted to be able to basically provide a bigger picture to a lot of the patients that I have within my practice. Now, we do the hormone testing and the thyroid testing, we do all the serum blood testing, but this Oat Test allows us to test different nutrients and amino acids and things that are involved in that phase 1, phase 2, or step 1, step 2 of the detox sort of the pathway, if you will, or if you want to call it basically just how we're converting, that fat soluble into water soluble. So you've got that step 1. So you're looking at your B vitamins, which are huge, and we'll look at the methylation issues with that. A lot of people don't methylate properly, so you got to make sure you got the proper format. So you get your B vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin E. What else do we have? Like antioxidants. Milk thistle is huge. One of the reasons why in our liver tincture that we have at my sister company, we have milk thistle in there because it is so great for supporting all of our detox pathways, from our bile to our liver to all of it, that overall detox health that we need, and it's an antioxidant in its format. So that's that sort of, I mean, obviously there's more to it than that, but that's our phase 1, which then converts again into a phase 2 kind of detox thing, which is then where we're looking at our amino acids, like our glycine, the leucine, the taurine. These are things that are essential amino acids. So that's another reason why on a carnivore diet, you're getting tons of these amino acids. You're not going to be deficient in them. And if you're deficient in amino acids, then you're going to have issues with the elimination process, with the detox process, with a bunch of different functions within the body that do require, this is why they're called essential, amino acids. Amino acids are so important. And we can see where your levels are at and where the ranges are at in the Oat Test. So if there's something going on with those, we can get a bigger picture and go, okay, something's missing. Let's change things up again. Let's, support this or support that or whatever it is that's needed for you, fundamentally for your health, based on this organic acids test. Now, of course, there's way more to it than that. This is just a tiny little snippet that I'm getting into because I don't want my video to be 10 minutes long. But it's going to give you an idea of how important it is to hydrate, why an oat test is so beneficial because we're looking at these things and how the body is properly or improperly utilizing, for that phase 1, phase 2 of that detox process in that pathway. We do a lot of genetic testing that talks about this stuff and looks in depth into if you've got a deleted gene, if you're missing a copy of a gene, something's going on within that SNP, that if there's a polymorphism there somewhere that we need to address. But the Oat Test is actually a fantastic way to look deeper at what's going on within your system so that we can address those issues. Okay, so just to recap, what we're going to delve into, whether you're on a carnivore, a paleo, or whatever, I would say vegan, but if that's the case, then I'm not taking you on as a patient just for my own reasons, because it's just not a healthy diet. Don't shoot the messenger. If you're someone who's carnivore or any other kind of diet and you want to look into something that's going to show you, like, these tests are great for showing oxidative damage. The Oat Test is also fantastic for looking at nutrients that are measured that are required for the phases of this detox system. This is very important. Your detox pathways, I've talked about them for years and years and years, how important it is to support our phase 1, phase 2 detox in our detox pathway. So if you want to take a deeper look and you want to do your genetics testing, we can delve into that. If you want to do the Oats Test, the Oats Test is fantastic. It is so good. You not only get the test, you also get a session with Sean Bean, who's a colleague of mine in the States, who is brilliant. You also will get a copy of that recorded call. So it's done, Zoom call, you can see Sean, you can have the conversation, you can ask the questions, he will go over all of your results, and it is recorded so that when you get it overwhelmed, which you will get overwhelmed with the copious amounts of information that he provides, because he's awesome, you can go back and you can review it multiple times, as many times as you need to, because you will need to. And then you get bounced back to me with all of these lovely encounter notes. And I'm going to go over stuff that I've seen within your test. So we're going to go over all of that. And you're going to get some information sent to you so that you can review the literature. So you've got a video, you've got literature, you've got information, you've got supplemental recommendations, lifestyle recommendations. If further testing is needed, if we look at it and go, hey, let's take a look at your genetics, that's an option. If you want to test your hormones, all of that stuff, that's also an option through serum. Say maybe you're someone who's like, oh my gosh, I need to have, something prescribed in the way of like bioidentical progesterone. We have nurse practitioners on board that do that. There are so many options. This test is so good. Everyone should be running this within their clinic. It's such a fantastic test to give in-depth details. So come on board. Let's do this. I know it's $1,000. And unless you're in the States, then that's Canadian pricing. So it's basically like $2.50 for you. I'm kidding. But it is it's like a couple $100 cheaper if you're in the States, because conversion, ugh. Anywho, it's the best $1,000 you're ever going to spend in your life. And for those of you that are like, that's highway robbery, let me tell you something. You're getting his rate reduced by quite a bit. You're also getting the test for cheaper than you could buy it for on your own. Plus, you're getting me in there. You're getting a recorded call. You're getting information and protocols and treatment plans sent to you. If you price this out individually, you're looking at a $2,000 package or more. So If you find that this is something that's too expensive for you, maybe you need to save up for it. It can be goals, it can be a Christmas present. That's fine. Save your dollar bills, y'all, because it is worth every freaking penny. All right, so thanks for listening, and hopefully you read my blog and you tune into all my other awesome videos, and hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe if you're on my YouTube, which hopefully you are right now. Like the shit out of my stuff, get me some traction so I can get the word out to even more people like you who need to hear it. All right, mwah. Bye.